The lights were blinding, the crowd was electric, and the music pulsed through every inch of the arena until everything stopped. In the middle of her high-energy performance, Brandy, yes, the Brandy Norwood, suddenly froze, her mic slipping from her hand as she stumbled backward. Gasps rippled through the audience. At first, fans thought it was part of the show, but the confusion turned into chaos when stagehands rushed in, waving for the music to cut. Within seconds, Brandy was being carried off stage, her face pale, her breathing shallow. The audience screamed her name, calling out in disbelief. And that's when Monica, her longtime friend and sometimes rival, was left standing alone under the harsh spotlight. What happened next, no one could have predicted. Reports claim Brandy was rushed straight to the hospital, sirens blaring through the night as fans flooded social media with frantic messages. Was it exhaustion, a secret illness, or something far more personal and dramatic behind the scenes? Rumors of tension between Brandy and Monica had already been swirling for weeks. And now, this shocking collapse has fans wondering, did the pressure finally explode? Stay tuned, because this story only gets wilder from here. The crowd's screams echoed long after Brandy disappeared behind the heavy velvet curtain. The band froze mid-chord, instruments still buzzing, unsure whether to keep playing or walk off. Monica stood center stage, her mic trembling slightly in her hand. She looked out at the sea of confused faces, lights still flashing across the arena. "It's okay, y'all," she said softly, forcing a shaky smile. "Give us just a second." But her voice cracked, betraying the fear she tried to hide. Backstage, chaos erupted. Brandy's team was shouting over each other, paramedics rushing down the corridor. The metallic scent of the stage lights mixed with panic in the air. Brandy was barely conscious, whispering something no one could understand. "What happened? Did she eat today? Did she take her vitamins?" One assistant cried, tears already spilling down her face. Her manager, Karen, barked orders into her phone, demanding an ambulance and insisting on privacy. "No one gets near that door," she snapped. But it was too late. Someone from the crew had already leaked a shaky video online. Brandy collapsing mid-song, the camera zooming in on her limp body before cutting to black. Within minutes, the clip went viral. Fans were in shock, tweets pouring in by the second. "Pray for Brandy," one read. "Something isn't right," said another. Hashtags spread like wildfire. In the middle of all that noise, Monica was escorted off stage, her face pale as she walked down the narrow hallway, still clutching her mic like a lifeline. When she reached the dressing room, the air was thick with tension. Someone had knocked over a tray of makeup, and Brandy's sequin jacket lay crumpled on the floor. Monica stared at it, her chest tightening. The two had shared that stage countless times, but tonight felt different. Heavy, like something had been building beneath the surface for far too long. "What happened?" she asked, turning to Karen, who was pacing by the door. Karen didn't look up. "She just went down, said she was dizzy. I thought she was joking at first, then she wasn't." Monica nodded slowly. "She hasn't been eating right," she murmured. "I told her last week." She stopped herself. The tension between them had been quiet, but real. During rehearsals, Brandy had grown distant, showing up late, sometimes not showing up at all. Rumors had started swirling, whispers of exhaustion, of industry pressure, even of an argument that had nearly torn the tour apart before it began. But no one could have predicted this. Outside the dressing room, security guards shouted at reporters gathering near the back entrance. Someone had tipped off the press. Flashing lights were already visible through the narrow windows. Monica sighed and sank into a chair, running a trembling hand over her face. "We were supposed to finish strong tonight," she whispered. "Now it's just me." Her assistant, Lainey, placed a bottle of water in front of her. "Do you think it's serious?" she asked carefully. Monica didn't answer. She stared at her reflection in the mirror, smudged eyeliner, sweat glistening on her forehead. Somewhere deep inside, a familiar ache stirred. Brandy wasn't just a collaborator. She was a sister in music, a mirror of her own struggles. But somewhere along the way, fame and expectations had turned that sisterhood into a rivalry, one neither of them ever really escaped. In the ambulance, Brandy's eyes fluttered open for a moment. Her body trembled, every breath shallow. She tried to speak, her lips forming a name. "Mo," but the sound barely escaped her throat before her eyes rolled back. The paramedic pressed a mask over her mouth, checking her pulse again. "She's dehydrated, but it could be more," he said to Karen, who sat beside Brandy, gripping her hand. "This can't be happening," Karen whispered. "Not now, not during the tour." The hospital loomed ahead, its lights bright against the night sky. As the ambulance screeched to a stop, cameras were already waiting. Word had spread faster than anyone could control. Fans stood behind the barricades, some crying, some holding up posters that read, "We love you, Brandy." Security cleared. A path as Brandy was wheeled inside, her body limp under the thin hospital blanket. Meanwhile, back at the arena, Monica's phone buzzed nonstop. Text after text from friends, family, even rival artists. "Is she okay? What happened? You need to say something before the media twists it." She looked at the screen, then at Lainey. "If I say something now, it'll just add fuel," she said quietly. "Let her family handle it." But inside, she was torn. She wanted to speak. Not as a performer, but as someone who'd shared a lifetime of memories with Brandy. Hours passed. The arena emptied out. Monica sat alone in the dressing room long after everyone left, her stage outfit still clinging to her. The faint hum of the air conditioning was the only sound. She thought about the last thing Brandy said before they went on stage. "Let's make tonight count," Brandy had said with a grin. "No matter what." It echoed in Monica's head like a haunting refrain. By midnight, the internet was in full frenzy. Some fans blamed the hectic tour schedule. Others claimed Brandy had been under too much pressure. A few even speculated that the rumored argument between her and Monica before the show had something to do with it. Anonymous sources began feeding gossip blogs, saying the two singers had clashed backstage over setlist decisions and spotlight time. One post even claimed Brandy had shouted, "You always want the last word," moments before walking on stage. None of it was confirmed, but the narrative had already taken shape. Fans were divided, some defending Brandy, others accusing Monica of pushing her too hard. The hashtag #BrandyvsMonica trended overnight, reviving old memories of their historic musical rivalry. As dawn approached, Karen finally called Monica. Her voice was tired, strained. "She's stable," she said softly. "The doctors think it was a mix of exhaustion and dehydration, but they're keeping her for observation." Monica exhaled in relief, her shoulders slumping. "Thank God. Can I see her?" There was a long pause. "Not yet," Karen replied. "They're limiting visitors, and maybe it's best if you don't come tonight. The press is all over it. People are already making assumptions." Monica's chest tightened. "Assumptions about what?" Karen hesitated. "They're saying you two fought before she went on stage." Monica's heart sank. "That's not true." "I know. But right now, anything you say will just add fire. Let's give it a day or two." After the call ended, Monica sat in silence, gripping her phone. The glow from the screen illuminated her face, tired and hollow. She scrolled through endless messages, comments, and clips of her standing alone on stage after Brandy collapsed. The internet had already turned the tragedy into drama. Across town, Brandy lay in a hospital bed, the rhythmic beep of the monitor filling the room. Her eyes flickered open briefly as Karen sat by her side, scrolling through her own phone with a worried frown. "Don't look at that mess," Karen muttered. "They're twisting everything." Brandy's lips parted. "They're saying it's Monica's fault?" Karen hesitated, then nodded. "Some people are. They think y'all argued before the show. Just rest, okay?" Brandy frowned weakly. "We didn't fight. We just..." Her voice trailed off as sleep pulled her back under. Outside her room, a nurse whispered to another, "That's Brandy Norwood in there, right? My sister's been crying since she heard." The news stations had begun looping the same 10-second clip of the collapse, speculating endlessly. Every angle, every frame, every facial expression was analyzed. By morning, talk shows were already inviting insiders to comment on what really happened that night. Some claimed stress. Others hinted at betrayal. And somewhere between the noise and speculation, the truth, whatever it was, got lost. Monica didn't sleep that night. She watched the sunrise from her hotel window, thinking about every moment they'd shared. The music, the feuds, the reconciliations, the laughter. She wondered if Brandy blamed her. even a little. She wondered if the world would ever stop turning their friendship into a headline. As the light spilled across the city, Monica made a decision. She would go to the hospital, press or no press. She needed to see Brandy. She needed to know for herself what was really going on. And as she stood, pulling her jacket over her shoulders, her phone buzzed again. This time with a message that made her freeze. "Don't come here." Things are getting ugly. The sender's name made her heart drop. It wasn't Karen. It was someone else from Brandy's circle. Someone who knew too much. And that's when Monica realized there was more to this story than anyone was saying. Monica stared at the message for a long time, her fingers trembling above the phone screen. The morning light had barely touched the skyline, but already her mind was racing. "Don't come here. Things are getting ugly." Those words echoed like a warning, and she could almost feel the tension pressing down on her chest. She typed back quickly, her heart pounding. "What's happening? Is she okay?" But there was no response. Just the gray check mark, no reply. She bit her lip and began pacing the hotel room floor, trying to convince herself that maybe it was nothing, just someone overreacting. But deep down, she knew something wasn't right. A knock on the door startled her. It was Lani, still in her pajamas, holding 2 cups of coffee. "You didn't sleep, did you?" Lani asked softly. Monica shook her head. "No. And I just got a text. Something's going on at the hospital." She handed Lani the phone. Lani read the message, her eyes widening. "Who's it from?" Monica hesitated. "It's from Darius. You remember him, Brandy's sound engineer. He's been around since the start of the tour." Lani frowned. "He wouldn't send that unless he meant it." "Exactly," Monica said. She sank onto the edge of the bed, clutching the coffee cup without drinking. "I feel like something's happening behind the scenes. Something we don't know about." Across town, outside the hospital, reporters crowded the main entrance, microphones in hand, flashing cameras at every black SUV that pulled up. Rumors were spreading faster than any official statement. Some outlets claimed Brandy had suffered a breakdown after a heated confrontation backstage. Others hinted at a family dispute that had spilled into the tour. No one knew what was real anymore, but that didn't stop anyone from talking. Inside the hospital, Brandy was awake now, sitting up slightly, the faint hum of the machines filling the room. Karen stood by the window, arguing quietly with someone on the phone. "No, she's not giving a statement yet," she said sharply. "She needs rest, not another scandal." She ended the call and turned to Brandy with a tight smile. "How are you feeling?" Brandy sighed, her voice hoarse. "Like I've been hit by a bus. My head's pounding." She paused, looking at the IV in her arm. "What are they saying out there?" Karen hesitated. "A lot of nonsense. The blogs are twisting everything. About me and Monica?" Karen nodded reluctantly. "They're saying y'all fought before the show. That maybe the stress from that pushed you over the edge." Brandy's eyes widened. "That's not true. I know. But it doesn't matter. The story's already out." Brandy leaned back against the pillow, closing her eyes. "Monica's gonna get dragged for this. I can feel it." "We'll fix it," Karen said, though her voice didn't sound convinced. "You just rest. Let me handle the press." Meanwhile, Monica was sitting in the back seat of a car headed toward the hospital. Despite the warning, she couldn't stay away. She watched the city blur past, the radio softly playing one of their old duets. It felt surreal, their voices blending perfectly, even as their worlds were falling apart. "We were supposed to be fine," she whispered to herself. "We promised we'd never let this industry get between us again." When she arrived, chaos greeted her. Reporters immediately swarmed the car, shouting questions. "Monica, did you fight with Brandy before she collapsed? Are you planning to visit her? Is the tour canceled?" Security struggled to hold them back as she hurried through the sliding doors, her hood pulled low. Once inside, she spotted Darius near the waiting area, pacing nervously. "Darius!" she called out, and he turned, relief flooding his face. "You shouldn't have come," he said quickly, glancing around. "They're watching everything." "Who's watching?" she demanded. "Everyone. The label, the press, even some of her family members. They think you're part of whatever happened last night." Monica stared at him in disbelief. "Me? Why would I ever—" "I know," he said, cutting her off. "But someone leaked that you two were screaming at each other before the show. They're saying you called her out about missing rehearsals." Monica's stomach dropped. "That was days ago, and it wasn't even a fight. I was worried about her. Doesn't matter. The label's panicking. They think the story might hurt ticket sales if it's not contained." Monica took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. "I need to see her, please." Darius hesitated, then nodded. "She's in room 214, but be careful. Karen's been on edge all morning. Monica thanked him and made her way down the corridor. Each step echoed like thunder. She stopped outside the door, heart pounding, and knocked softly. Karen opened it almost immediately, her face hard. "What are you doing here?" She hissed. "I came to see her," Monica said. "She's my friend. Not today. She needs rest. I won't stay long. Just a minute." Before Karen could respond, a weak voice came from inside. "Let her in." A weak voice came from inside. "Let her in." Brandy was sitting up, her hair tied back, her eyes tired but alert. Monica stepped inside slowly, feeling the weight of the cameras flashing somewhere outside. "Hey," she said softly. Brandy smiled faintly. "Hey yourself." For a moment, the room felt still. Just two old friends, caught between fame and fallout. "You scared everyone?" Monica said, trying to smile. "Scared myself too," Brandy replied weakly. "What happened out there?" Brandy sighed. "I don't even know. One minute I was fine, the next, everything went black. They said I was dehydrated, but it feels deeper than that. Like my body just gave up." Monica nodded, sitting beside her. "You've been pushing too hard." "We both have. But I need you to know, whatever people are saying, I didn't..." Brandy raised a hand gently. "I know you didn't. Don't worry about that noise. People will say anything for clicks." "Still," Monica said, her voice breaking slightly. "It hurts hearing them twist it like that. We've come too far to let lies win again." Before Brandy could respond, Karen's phone rang. She stepped out to take the call, leaving them alone. The silence stretched between them, filled with things unsaid. Brandy glanced at the window, then back at Monica. "Do you think they'll cancel the tour?" Monica hesitated. "I don't know. Right now, people just need to know you're okay. The rest can wait." Brandy's expression darkened. "Karen's talking to the label already. She said they might replace me for the next few shows." "Replace you?" Monica repeated, stunned. "That's insane." "They don't care about the truth," Brandy said bitterly. "They care about the money. If I can't perform, they'll find someone who can." Monica shook her head. "They can't replace you. You're the reason people come to these shows." But deep down, she feared Brandy was right. The music world was ruthless. One moment you were everyone's idol, the next you were a headline they'd already moved past. A knock interrupted them. A nurse peeked in. "Ms. Norwood, visiting time's over. You need to rest." Monica stood reluctantly. "I'll check on you later, okay?" Brandy nodded, her eyes soft. "Thank you for coming." As Monica stepped out, she overheard Karen's voice down the hall, tense and angry. "I don't care what she says. We're not letting Monica speak to the press. Not until we know who leaked that story." Monica froze. Her stomach twisted. This wasn't just about exhaustion anymore. It was about control, image, and survival. Back in her car, she pulled out her phone again and scrolled through social media. Sure enough, new sources were posting screenshots of text messages supposedly between her and Brandy, arguing about set lists. They were fake, but convincing enough to stir more outrage. Fans were choosing sides. One tweet read, "Monica pushed her too hard." Another said, "Brandy's team is lying to protect her." The divide was growing, and Monica felt trapped in the middle of it. As she looked out the car window, her phone buzzed once more. A new message. This time from an unknown number. "If you really want to know what happened, meet me tonight. No cameras, no press. Come alone." Her pulse quickened. She looked at the time. 6:47 p.m. The message didn't say where, but she knew one thing for certain. Whatever was happening behind the scenes wasn't over, and somehow, she was now right in the center of it. Monica stared at the unknown number for several long moments. Her instincts screamed at her to ignore it, but something deeper, a mixture of curiosity and dread, pulled her in. She knew that if she wanted the full story, she couldn't just rely on snippets of gossip or manipulated social media posts. She had to face it head on. She texted back carefully, "Who is this? Why should I trust you?" The reply was immediate. "You'll know tonight. 10 p.m. warehouse on 5th Street. Come alone. Don't be late." Monica's heart pounded. She thought about Brandy lying in that hospital bed, exhausted, vulnerable, while the press and fans spun their own versions of reality. She swallowed hard and typed back, "Fine. I'll be there." Hours passed. She spent them pacing in her hotel room, checking social media obsessively, each notification a small punch to her gut. Every post seemed to add a new layer of tension, twisting the story in ways that made her chest tighten. She tried calling Darius, but he didn't pick up. Lonnie tried to keep her calm, offering tea and soft conversation, but Monica barely responded. Finally, night fell. cloaking the city in shadows. Monica dressed in black, pulling a hoodie over her head, and left the hotel. The streets were eerily quiet, the neon signs reflecting on the wet asphalt from a light drizzle. She felt like she was stepping into a world where nothing was as it seemed. And she was right. The warehouse loomed ahead, dark and imposing. She slowed her steps, scanning the perimeter. A single light flickered by the entrance, and she could see a figure waiting in the shadows. As she approached, the figure stepped forward. It was someone she hadn't expected. Jalen, one of Brandy's longtime crew members. His expression was grim. "You came," he said. "I had to," Monica replied cautiously. "What's going on? Why all this secrecy?" Jalen gestured for her to follow. Inside, the warehouse was dimly lit, crates stacked high, casting long, eerie shadows. "You're about to find out things no one else knows," he said. "Things Brandy doesn't even know yet." Monica's stomach churned. "What do you mean?" Jalen paused, then lowered his voice. "Last night wasn't just dehydration or exhaustion. Someone tampered with her backstage drinks. She ingested something that made her collapse." Monica froze. "What? Are you serious?" "I'm serious," Jalen said. "I've been trying to get Karen to see it, but she thinks I'm crazy. Someone wanted her out of the show, and maybe more. The videos online, the fake texts, it's all part of the plan to make it look like a rivalry between you two?" Monica felt her chest tighten, disbelief and anger mixing into a knot she couldn't untangle. Who would do that? Who's trying to hurt her? Jalen shook his head. "I don't know. But whoever it is, they're good. Very good. They've been planting seeds of doubt in everyone's mind. The label, the press, the fans. Even some of her family." Monica's hands trembled. She sank onto a crate, trying to process. "And all this time I thought I was just walking into drama about a misunderstanding." "This isn't a misunderstanding," Jalen said. "This is deliberate. And you're caught in the middle because you're the easiest person to blame." "Because you're the easiest person to blame." Monica's mind raced back to the hospital. Brandy weak and vulnerable. Karen shielding her. The endless rumors swirling online. "So what do we do?" she asked finally, her voice tight. "First," Jalen said, "we get evidence. There's a camera backstage that caught the moment someone spiked her drink. It's been hidden by the label, but I know where it is." Monica felt a flicker of hope. "If we get that footage, we can clear everything up. We can prove it wasn't me, it wasn't Brandy's fault." "Exactly," Jalen said. "But we have to be careful. People are watching. They've already got spies inside the crew." For hours, they plotted, whispering in the shadows of the warehouse, the tension thick. Monica felt a mixture of fear and determination. She couldn't let this destroy Brandy, and she couldn't let them turn her into a villain. Meanwhile, back at the hospital, Brandy's condition was improving slowly. She was awake, alert, but still weak. Karen hovered close, phone in hand, occasionally speaking in hushed tones to someone on the line. Brandy's eyes flicked to the screen repeatedly, reading tweets and messages, her heart sinking with each new accusation online. "I can't believe they're saying Monica did this," she whispered to Karen. "She didn't," Karen said firmly, though her voice wavered. "I promise, I know she didn't. But we have to manage the narrative until we have proof of what really happened." Brandy nodded, her eyes narrowing with determination. "Then, we need to find out who did. I can't let them get away with this." Back in the city, Monica and Jalen drove silently through empty streets, hearts pounding, adrenaline surging. The camera footage Jalen mentioned was their key, and the more they thought about it, the more dangerous it seemed. Whoever did this had planned it meticulously, leaving trails of misinformation and fake evidence to frame them all. They arrived at an old storage facility, the night darker and colder than before. Monica's palms were sweaty as they moved inside, flashlights cutting through the gloom. Crates and old equipment loomed around them, and the camera Jalen mentioned was hidden behind a stack of boxes. "There it is," Jalen whispered, pointing. Monica approached, heart racing, and lifted the camera. She felt the weight of it, knowing that what it contained could change everything. She glanced at Jalen. "Are we ready for this?" He nodded. "Once you see it, there's no turning back." They inserted a memory card into a laptop, holding their breath as the footage loaded. The screen flickered, showing the chaos backstage, the moment someone approached Brandy with a drink. The camera caught the hand, the angle, the subtle movements. Monica's stomach dropped. It was undeniable. Someone had deliberately tampered with her drink, just as Jalen said. "Who is that?" Monica whispered. pointing at the screen. Jalen's face darkened. I don't know yet, but we're going to find out. And when we do, everyone who tried to frame you and Brandy will pay. Monica's mind raced with the implications. Not only would this clear her name, but it would also expose a conspiracy that threatened to destroy everything they had built over the years. She felt a mix of fear and relief. Fear because they were stepping into dangerous territory. Relief because the truth was finally within reach. As they left the warehouse, Monica's phone buzzed again. Another anonymous message. I see you found the camera. Be careful. They're closer than you think. She shivered, gripping the steering wheel. Someone was watching. Someone powerful. The stakes had just escalated beyond anything she had imagined. The night air was sharp against her skin as she drove back to the hotel, mind spinning. She knew that revealing the footage would shake the music world to its core. She also knew that the people behind this wouldn't give up without a fight. Back at the hospital, Brandy drifted in and out of sleep, haunted by her own thoughts and the endless headlines online. She had trusted people, believed in her team, and now she realized how fragile trust could be. She clutched her blanket, determined that once she was strong enough, she would take back control of her life, her image, and her music. Monica arrived at the hotel, exhausted but resolute. She knew that tomorrow would be another battle, one that would test loyalties, expose secrets, and possibly put them all in danger. She lay awake that night, thinking about Brandy, the betrayal, the lies, and the fight that was just beginning. And somewhere in the shadows of the city, someone was watching, smiling, knowing that the game had only just begun. The tension was palpable, the stakes higher than ever, and Monica realized nothing would ever be the same again. The story that started with a sudden collapse had now become a full-blown mystery, one that could ruin careers, friendships, and reputations. As the clock ticked toward midnight, Monica whispered to herself, "We're going to find the truth, no matter what it takes." Little did she know, the next twist was already on its way, ready to upend everything she thought she knew about the people closest to her and Brandy. The night had only just begun, and the drama was far from over. The next morning, Monica woke to a barrage of notifications. Her phone was blowing up with calls, texts, and social media alerts. At first, she panicked, thinking the footage from last night had somehow leaked. But then she noticed something stranger. Nothing had been posted. The silence was deafening, almost unnatural. She knew better than to assume safety. Someone was clearly strategizing, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. She rushed to Brandy's hospital room, the city still shrouded in early morning fog. Lonnie trailed behind, exhausted but alert. Karen was already there, pacing by the window, phone pressed to her ear. "The press is holding," she said without looking up. "They haven't gotten anything yet, but everyone's on edge. If the footage leaks, it'll blow the lid off everything." Brandy stirred, her eyes opening slowly. "Monica," she whispered, relief washing over her face. "You came." "Of course," Monica said, sitting beside her bed. "We have something important to show you." She handed over her phone, where Jalen had uploaded a copy of the footage from the warehouse, carefully secured. Brandy's eyes widened as she watched the playback. The clear image of someone spiking her drink, the calculated movements, the evidence of manipulation. "Oh my God," Brandy breathed. "Someone did this to me. On purpose." Monica nodded. "And someone's trying to make it look like I had something to do with it. We have to be smart about this. If we release it too soon, they'll twist it again. We need a plan." Brandy's lips pressed together. "Then let's take control. No more hiding. No more letting them dictate the story. I want the truth out there, and I want the person responsible held accountable." The three of them, Monica, Brandy, and Karen, huddled together, strategizing. They called Jalen and secured the footage on multiple encrypted drives. Every angle was covered, every detail accounted for. This wasn't just about clearing their names. It was about exposing a conspiracy that had been quietly poisoning their careers and personal lives. But even as they planned, tensions simmered beneath the surface. Karen's voice was sharp at times, her frustration with the situation and the label spilling over. "We can't trust anyone," she said, pacing. "The label, the press, Some of Brandy's own family are already siding with the wrong people. If we're not careful, everything we've built could crumble. Monica felt a pang of guilt. She had come close to letting the rumors fracture their bond. Now, seeing Brandy determined and resolute, she realized how close they had come to losing everything, not just professionally, but personally. She reached out, taking Brandy's hand in hers. "We'll get through this," she said firmly. "Together." Brandy squeezed her hand, a faint smile breaking through. "Together," she echoed. The next day, the media frenzy escalated. Reporters were stationed outside the hospital, trying to get a glimpse of Brandy. Fans gathered, holding signs, shouting prayers and encouragement. Some expressed anger at the rumors circulating online, while others demanded answers. The tension was palpable, and every movement Brandy made was scrutinized. Every word she spoke twisted in the court of public opinion. Monica stayed nearby, observing from a discreet distance. She could see the toll it was taking on Brandy. The exhaustion, the anxiety, the pressure of being under constant watch. Yet there was also a fire, a determination that refused to be extinguished. Brandy knew the power of truth, and now, with evidence in hand, she was ready to wield it. Backstage, Jalen worked tirelessly to analyze every frame of the footage. "Look at this," he said, pointing to a shadow moving in the corner of one clip. "That's the person who handed her the drink. We can enhance it, get a clearer image." Monica leaned over, her heart racing. "Do you recognize them?" Jalen shook his head. "Not yet. But they're connected to the label somehow. Whoever it is, they have influence. That's why they were trying to pin it on you and Brandy." Brandy's eyes narrowed. "We're going to expose them. We're not letting anyone get away with this." As the day wore on, they carefully crafted a statement, measured, precise, and backed by evidence. They were aware that one wrong move could make them targets of further manipulation, but they refused to be passive. Monica helped draft the words, ensuring the tone conveyed both their innocence and the depth of the betrayal they'd endured. Later that evening, as the sun set over the city, Brandy was finally discharged. She stepped outside into the cool air, the weight of the past few days pressing down on her. Flashes from cameras lit the streets like lightning, and fans cheered, creating a surreal mix of celebration and chaos. Monica stayed close, supporting her friend as they navigated the frenzy. Once safely back at the hotel, they convened in a quiet room to finalize the release. Karen reviewed everything, her expression tense but determined. "This is it," she said. "Once this goes public, there's no turning back. The story will spread like wildfire, but at least it will be the truth." Brandy nodded, taking a deep breath. "I'm ready. Let's do it." As they hit send on the encrypted press release and uploaded the footage to a secure platform, the tension in the room shifted. It was a mixture of fear and exhilaration. Finally, the truth would be out, but they knew it would ignite a storm. Within minutes, the response was immediate. Fans flooded social media with support, condemning the anonymous saboteur and rallying behind Brandy and Monica. Hashtags like Sacha Justice for Brandy and Chad's Truth Prevails began trending. Celebrities and fellow artists expressed outrage, offering solidarity. The narrative was finally shifting. The world was starting to see what had really happened. But even as the tide turned in their favor, the trio knew this was only the beginning. Those behind the plot were powerful and determined, and they would not sit idly by while their schemes unraveled. The danger had not disappeared. It had only become more complex. Monica and Brandy spent the night talking, reflecting on the ordeal. The collapse, the rumors, the betrayal, it had all tested their friendship and their resilience. But now, with the truth in hand, they felt a renewed sense of unity and strength. "We've been through hell," Monica said quietly, "but look at us. We're still standing," Brandy smiled faintly, "and we'll keep standing, no matter what comes next." As the city outside slept, the two friends sat together, united by experience, trust, and determination. The drama that had begun with a sudden collapse had transformed into a battle for truth, loyalty, and justice. They had faced betrayal, manipulation, and fear, and emerged stronger. Yet in the shadows, unseen forces were already moving. Anonymous threats, insider leaks, and the machinations of those who had tried to destroy them were far from over. The battle for control, reputation, and safety would continue. Monica and Brandy knew they had to be vigilant, resilient, and united if they were to navigate the turbulent days ahead. As the first light of dawn crept over the horizon, they made a silent promise. No matter the obstacles, the lies, or the manipulations, they would face everything together. The friendship that had been tested by rumors, sabotage, and fear had been forged anew, and they were determined to reclaim their story, their careers, and their peace. And somewhere out there, the person responsible for the sabotage watched, realizing that the game had changed, but perhaps underestimating the strength, resolve, and unity of those they had tried to destroy. The stage was set for the next chapter, one filled with confrontation, revelation, and inevitable drama. Monica held Brandy's hand, feeling the pulse of resilience, courage, and determination. "We survived the storm," she said. "And we'll survive whatever comes next," Brandy replied. The city stretched out before them, bright, chaotic, and unpredictable, much like their lives. But for the first time in days, they felt a sense of control, a sense of hope. The drama had reached a peak, but the story was far from over. The next act would come, and when it did, they would be ready. As night turned to day, they knew one truth above all. In the world of fame, friendship, and power, the unexpected could strike at any moment. But loyalty, courage, and truth would always endure. The saga of Brandy's collapse, the betrayal, and the ultimate revelation was a story that would be talked about for years. A story of chaos, conspiracy, and the unbreakable bond between two women who refused to let the world define them. And with that, Monica and Brandy stepped forward into the unknown, prepared for whatever drama awaited them next. Their unity stronger than ever, their spirits unshaken, and their hearts ready to face the storm. What a roller coaster, right? Brandy's shocking collapse, the backstage sabotage, the fake rumors, and the incredible way she and Monica uncovered the truth. It's a story that keeps twisting at every turn. We've seen betrayal, fear, and raw emotions, but also loyalty, courage, and resilience shining through. The drama isn't just over, it's evolving, and the next twist could hit at any moment. Now it's your turn. What do you think really happened behind the scenes? Who do you think tried to sabotage Brandy, and could there be more secrets waiting to come out? Drop your theories in the comments because we want to hear every single one of them. If you felt the tension, the shocks, and the emotional highs and lows in this story, make sure you hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a single update on the wildest celebrity dramas. Stay tuned, stay alert, and keep your eyes on the story, because in the world of fame, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. Your next favorite twist could be just around the corner.